So I'm staying at the Weston Manor Hotel in Oxfordshire. It's a 12th century country house hotel and it's on 12 acres of land. It's about 10 miles from Westgate, Oxford, and just 10 minutes from Bicester Village driving, where they have all the shops. So it would be perfect if you love shopping. It's worth checking out, even if you don't. Super cute. I'll link the videos. The hotel itself has so much character, and this is why I love visiting England. So I'm staying in the birdie room. I'm in the separate room, the sitting room, where I have a cozy little nook upstairs. I could read there. There's shelves full of old books. There's a fireplace here, and although it's fake, it still gives a warm, cozy ambiance, which I love. And then throughout the hotel, there's more books, which I'll pan to later, and portraits of families that lived here throughout the years. A little creepy, but it's interesting history. Yesterday, my husband and I went on a walking tour of Oxford. The city is worth checking out. Oxford University from the outside looks stunning. I can only imagine what it looks like inside. I highly recommend doing a guided tour of some sort when you visit. We did a walking tour from Viator that was 2 hours, it was $35. One thing I highly regret is not booking the Bodleian Library tour. By the time I went to book it, it was sold out. So if you're interested in that, please do not do what I did and book in months in advance. Don't risk that.
A quick shout out to this gem of a coat that I thrifted in Woodstock at the British Red Cross. Also, stay till the end to hear my honest thoughts on my stay. This is the Weston Manor Hotel from the outside. We stayed in the Birdie Suite, which had a beautiful, charming English vibe to the room. The view that we had overlooked the backyard area. It was peaceful and green. And here is the bathroom. It was a bit on the smaller side. Now, my favorite part of the room was this whole other cozy room tucked away inside the suite. It has a mock fireplace, some old books, and even a little hideaway nook upstairs. I couldn't wait to curl up and drink my tea here. This was my favorite painting. I think they captured the light beautifully. All around the hotel, you'll find more old books, which were interesting to flip through because most were written in older English, which made the experience feel even more historical and immersive. These paintings on the walls are portraits of people who lived here throughout the years. Weston Manor Hotel actually dates back to the 12th century, so there's a lot of history within these walls. Here's the breakfast setup. I'll be honest, the food was pretty mediocre, and for all my fellow tea drinkers, unfortunately they only served bagged tea instead of loose leaf. And for me, the ritual of making tea is so therapeutic, so I definitely missed that little detail. But hey, the decor was still beautiful. These are the grounds of the hotel, lots of space to wander and take in the scenery. And here we are at Bicester Village, a collection of outlet shops. Here's a perfumery. There are designer brand stores, outlets, some tea-related shops. I'm not much of a shopper myself, but I still think it's worth checking out if you're nearby. It's cute, walkable, they have great restaurants. We grabbed ice cream at this stand, and the sea salted caramel was absolutely phenomenal.
We're about to tour Oxford today. We're going to see the university. We're going on a walking tour. Ian just went into Aldi to get us waters, and it's our first full day here, so I'm really excited to explore. And it's sunny out. It's a little chilly. Understandably, it's March, but I'm actually wearing a thrifted sweater that I got here last time I was in the Cotswolds. But yeah, I'm excited to see what today shall bring.
We went on a walking tour of Oxford, which is about a 20-minute drive from Weston Manor Hotel. Parking is tight, so keep that in mind. Oxford University is absolutely gorgeous. As peasants, though, we were not allowed inside the buildings, but just walking the grounds felt worth it. Our tour guide was amazing. I highly recommend doing a walking tour. It's such a great way to hear all the fascinating stories that date back centuries. England is so old, so hearing those layers of history in person makes you appreciate it even more, and it's a great way to educate yourself in an immersive way. Here's the Radcliffe camera. It's actually a reading room that's part of the Bodleian Library, and it's one of the most iconic buildings in Oxford. Our tour guide walked really fast. Every time I looked up, he was 5 miles ahead. Oxford is also a paradise for book lovers. There are bookstores everywhere. This one is Blackwells Bookshop. It's huge, there are multiple levels, and honestly, it's just stunning inside. You could spend hours just browsing. Just across from the Weston Manor, there's a spot called the Milk Shed, and it was really good. It's definitely worth popping in for a quick bite. Another thing I really love about England is how many accessible footpaths there are, at least in the countryside. You can walk for what feels like forever through these beautiful green spaces. You'll always pass someone walking their dogs, and something I noticed is that most people have 2 dogs as opposed to 1, and there are also horses everywhere.
So pretty here. And the bird song just hits different. I'm just exploring the grounds near the hotel, and I love that there's public footpaths everywhere with random surprises like this. It's really pretty. So if you like walking, this area is for you. They'll turn the corner and there'll be horses, a field of horses. It's just gorgeous here. The weather's nice. It's refreshing. The sun is out. It's serene. It really is. If you're looking for a laid-back trip, this area is for you. And here is just another picturesque village called Sharrowbury. Definitely worth driving through. It is absolutely gorgeous. So some closing thoughts. On our last day coming up, we took a tour of the Cliveden House. We weren't allowed to take photos inside, but trust me, it was absolutely stunning. Cliveden has such a fascinating past. It was once home to the Astor family, and over the years, it's hosted iconic political figures like Winston Churchill, members of the royal family, and even the Kennedys. It feels like you're walking through a place that's seen so many layers of history. Today, it also functions as a luxury hotel, so if you're not staying overnight, it's a perfect spot, in my opinion, to enjoy some afternoon tea, basking in the grand ambiance. All in all, it was a beautiful trip, filled with history, charm, and so many great moments. That said, I do want to be honest, the Weston Manor Hotel had poor service and hospitality, and from what I observed, the work environment seemed a bit toxic. If I were to compare, I personally preferred Lords of the Manor in the Cotswolds. The service, the atmosphere, everything just felt a lot more welcoming. I'll link that short video of the experience right after if you're curious. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed coming along. Maybe you got a little inspo for your own travels. That being said, cheers, love.